Episode of the Niger Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. I am Amara Onzurike and I'm so excited to be with you this beautiful Saturday morning. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're taking good care of yourself. And you are listening to the Niger Landlord Show, like I said. Like you all know, I beg your pardon, the Niger Landlord Show is your one-stop real estate investment platform that brings you news updates, trending information, as well as the pros and cons of investing in the Nigerian real estate market. On this show, we show you how to make real estate work for you. We show you how you can take advantages of the resources, information, tools, knowledge to empower yourself to make the best decisions in your real estate investment and building a profitable real estate portfolio. That's what we do on the show, and I am your humble host. I'm super excited to be here today. All right, so today we have another exciting episode and exciting topic that we'll be talking about today, and I'm super excited because I know that yes, there's going to be a lot of conversations around this subject. All right, so today we're talking about renting versus owning a home in Nigeria, a financial breakdown. Yeah, so this is what we're talking about today. We're looking at the dynamics, right? We know recently with the economy right now, and we're seeing a spike in the house rents across the state, across the country. We see increase all over, and then we see homeowners increasing their house rents. Everything is being tripled, doubled, and it's such a high fee. And so as an investor, as someone who is building your investment, building your financial portfolio, you have to weigh the pros and cons. That where does this increase, where does it put me at? What position does it put you financially, right? Would it be of a better advantage to you to go getting your own home, be a homeowner for yourself? Even if you're a homeowner, how do you analyze your financial position? How are you able to get the best, maximize the return on investment from your home? All of this we're going to be looking at today, because yes, we're going to be talking about this, like I said, because it's a sensitive and important topic, right? So it's a debate that we cannot overlook, and we have to talk about it to be able to make an informed choice for you as if an investor. So we're going to be looking at all of this. We're going to be looking at the financial implication. We're going to be looking at the advantages, the benefits for you as a homeowner, the benefits for you as a renter, and then we're going to compare the differences as well, the differences between renting and owning, right? What's the obligations, what's the responsibilities, and where do you stand financially? All of this we'll talk about on the show, and then we'll also talk about the drawbacks, right? The drawbacks as the disadvantages that you would incur, that you might mix in getting your own home or buy or renting. So we'll talk about all of this and talk about how it can be of benefit to you, right? So yes, like I always say, I want you to call me and let me know your experiences, share with us. Your contributions are highly appreciated on the show. So yes, I'll be opening the phone line. I'm not going to be doing this episode alone. I will need your contributions and your involvement. Let's engage and learn from each other, right? So that's what we'll be talking about. I'll go on a short break. Stay tuned, and I will be right back. Don't touch the dial.
for real estate market insight and industry trends. Join Amara on the Ninja Landlord Show, where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Ninja Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Ninja Landlord Show, the voice of real estate in Nigeria.
Welcome back to the Nigeria Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. And today we're talking about renting versus owning a home in Nigeria, a financial breakdown. Yes, so that's what we're talking about today. And so I'll be diving right into this topic. I'll start with the meaning, right? The definition of what it actually means to be renting versus owning a home. So renting, like we know that renting and owning a home are two options available for individuals in Nigeria to secure a place to live, and both options have direct characteristics and financial implications. Now, when you talk about renting, you are saying renting refers to the act of paying a monthly or a yearly fee to live in a property, to live in a space owned by someone else, which is not usually known as the landlord or the landlady, right? And then this arrangement is usually made through a rental agreement, a lease, or a contract. Okay, and then owning a home, owning a home, on the other hand, involves purchasing a property either with your personal funds or through a mortgage loan, and this entails you having full ownership, right? Full control, full rights of this of that property, right? So this is this just explains what it means to rent and own. It means that you're paying a particular amount. It could be monthly, it could be yearly, a stipulated fee for a duration that you are staying in this space. That's when you're renting, and there's different agreements that you might have with the owners or the owner of this property. And also for owning a home, you could get your own place by paying some amount of money. You could start by making a deposit, or you could build one yourself. You can start by getting a vacant land and building a property and owning one for yourself. All right, so looking at the differences between renting and owning, let's look at the area of the financial commitments. Now, renting a home, you usually require a monthly, like I said, a monthly or yearly financial commitment over time due to maybe inflation or the renewed agreements between you and the owner of the property, right? So this is what it entails. You have to make sure you have your financial commitment and payments to make every year. It could be annually, it could be monthly. So you must be able to make that payment, and then you must also be financially capable to own that particular space. So when you're renting, you're going for something that it's within your budget, it's within your income, right? Probably you're renting something that is going for like about 30% of your annual income. So yes, that's what happens when you're renting. Then for owning a home requires a significant upfront financial commitment, like in form of a down payment, and then you also go ahead to maybe complete the payment in closing costs, and also getting the title, the documents in place, transferring the title of that property and the documents in your name. So you now, which now gives you full rights and ownership of that property. So that's the financial commitment. You have to make um, a capital intensive amount, a huge deposit, whereby you can, gives you um, ownership. You can make lay claim to that property, and then let's look at the equity building. So this I'm talking about the the differences between renting and owning a home, right? So looking at equity building, like for renting a home, it does not cost to build. There's no cost to build an equity because the property is not yours, so you can't build equity on that property. So there's those monthly payments that you're making, or those yearly payments that you're making, as they contribute solely to the landlord's income, or the property management, the people who are maintaining that property. So those payments, your rental fee, your monthly or annual rent that you are paying, is solely the landlord's income, right? So there's no equity on your part. You're not building any equity because the property is not yours, right? Then you're looking at when we come to the side of owning, you owning a home enables you as a homeowner to build equity over time, right? So you're able to the property is appreciating, right? And so you have a stake on that property, so you're able to build equity because as the property is increasing, you your equity as the homeowner also increases, right? Then we look at the maintenance and repairs. Now, this is one of the major um, differences between owning and renting, because I think when we have those conversations, when you see the homeowners, the landlords saying these are the reasons why we need to increase the rent, most of the factors that contribute to this increase is because of the maintenance, right? The maintenance of this property and the repairs that they will have to make over time on these properties. So for renting, as a rental, you're generally not responsible for major maintenance and repairs that may accrue on the property. All right, these expenses are borne by the landlord. And then what for in the case of being as an owner, you are responsible for all the maintenance and repair costs. This includes routine upkeep, repairs and replacements. It can be it can be financially burdensome. Like, so it's a kind of be a big financial burden if you are owning a home. And then all of these as factors that you need to consider, right, when you're building your real estate investment portfolio. Then let's talk about the flexibility and mobility. As a renter, you have that freedom and flexibility to just up and leave whenever you want, right? You can easily relocate. You can move somewhere else, or leave the country, because it's once your contracts or the agreement you have on the property terminates, you do not have any rights over that place, and so you can even leave whenever you choose to want. Once your lease, the tenure for your lease is up, once the duration is up, you are free to leave. But as a homeowner, it kind of reduces your mobility, right? So, and selling a property, for example, if you want to sell off that property, it may take some time to be able to sell off that property, and so this is some kind of major responsibility. This is a stake. You have a stake in this property, so it's going to be a major responsibility for you to be able to you know make any decisions about moving or doing anything you want to do on that property, right? Okay, so that's those are the differences that you have. And yeah, I would someone I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was like, okay, I think it's better for me to just go and build my own house. I can just go somewhere, buy land, and start building. Well, that is fine and good. I would always advise that, but I always say that you should check out the responsibilities and the financial obligations, and be able to weigh the costs, so that you don't start halfway and you are like you meet a roadblock, right? And then you didn't count all the costs that you might um, be able to accrue on this investment that you're going to make. So you need to consider all of that. And when you're looking to get a home for yourself, there are also other factors that you need to consider, right? You need to look at the location, the proximity to your place of work, to the schools that your children and kids are going to other infrastructures, and also you look at the financial cost to your income, right? You do not want to start something that will be so much of a burden on your income, and then you are not able to provide for yourself and for your family, because of course there are a lot of other obligations you have to make monthly, and these obligations are also very crucial, paying of school fees, feeding, emergencies, medical fees, and all of that. So you have to put all of this in consideration before you can make that major step and leap on building or owning a home or building your own property. All right, so we're going to look at the benefits and the drawbacks of renting and owning. So now the renting benefits, because there are definitely benefits of renting, right? So like I mentioned, you move flexibility to move without the hassle of selling the property, and then we have the lower payments that you have to make, the lower upfront costs compared to that of buying a home or building a home, right? So you have lower upfront costs, lower payments that you are making, and then you have limited responsibility in terms of maintenance and repairs on the property. But the drawbacks, there's no equity, like I mentioned earlier, building in the long term for you who is looking to build an investment, a profitable portfolio. There are no equity building on that. On that aspect of renting, and then you have limited control over the property, as decisions that are to be done on the property are limited, are ultimately made by the management or the landlord or the homeowner of that property. Like, you cannot say, okay, I want to increase my space, I want to, maybe build maybe a shop in front of the compound, I want to do a BQ. You're limited, you cannot do any of that, or you cannot do any major kind of work, like alternating the construction or the design of that property. You cannot do any of that. You're kind of limited in what you can do on that home. And then we look at rents. Now the rents on that property, it may increase over time, and it may increase. You have no control over that aspect, because you might be paying for that amount for that property. Maybe a 2-bedroom apartment, you're paying this amount. That probably you're paying about 500 or 700,000 on that property, and then it could increase to as much as 50%, over time. And so you have no control, and this could make this could put a financial strain on your budget, on your income. And so this is something that these are some of the drawbacks that you must consider as a renter. And then for looking at going to the owner's aspects, the owning benefits of owning a home, you see the equity building. You have equity on that property, which can lead to increased wealth and financial stability for you, right? For your portfolio, it gives you increased wealth and financial stability. And then we look at the freedom to customize and make major alterations on that property. You can make major changes to that property, and you can customize it according to your personal preferences, right? So it's something that you have control over. Then you look at the potential tax benefits. You could enjoy some tax benefits as a homeowner, right? So these are some of the things that you can, some of the benefits that you get to enjoy on owning your own property. Then we look at the drawbacks, right? So we have the high upfront costs. So we all know that building your own home or owning your own home is a major financial investment. It's capital intensive, and so you would have to strategically plan towards this investment, and it's something that you would have to make sure that you weigh all the pros and cons, and in respect to your income and in respect to your financial status, right? So that you'll be able to close up on this payment and be able to take full ownership of the property. Or if you in regards to building, in terms of building, you are able to finish up that project in the stipulated time, and you're not held at a point like where you can't go any further because of the financial constraints on building that property. Okay, and then we look at the responsibility for all the maintenance and repair costs, which can be a financial burden as well, right? So if you're owning that home, you are solely responsible for the maintenance and the repair on that property. I know there are cases whereby the homeowners, the landlords try to play funny, and they are like, and you're the tenants, you are the one that damaged the building, then you should repair it. But as a landlord, as a homeowner, you're actually solely responsible for the maintenance and the repairs on that property, right? Then looking at the other drawback that I mentioned, limited flexibility. We have limited flexibility to be able to like liquidate your assets, like the property, right? Your money, your cash is tied down to that property. It's not something that you can just sell off immediately. You would have to go through a process of selling off that property, and it could be time consuming depending on the market and the situation in the market, right? And so you do not have that flexibility to just liquidate the property and just on up and move out or relocate, right? You're actually responsible for that property, and you everything that has to do with it is something that you have to consider before you can just up and move, right? So these are things, these are factors, these are benefits and drawbacks that you must consider. So most importantly, the decision to rent or own a home in Nigeria depends on these factors, and also, like I mentioned, your financial capabilities, and then your long-term goals. What are your long-term goals? I always emphasize on that. Your long-term goals should be what your driving factor, the board on which you are able to plan your investment. Are you going to go ahead in renting for what period do you think you should go ahead to rent, and then when do you think you should start saving or start investing towards owning a home? So your long-term goals, and then your personal preferences, right? So all of this you must consider. So I'll go on a short break. When I come back, we'll talk about the financial considerations of renting a home. We'll break down some of this, the costing and all of that you would require to rent a home, and then the long-term financial implications for you as a homeowner or as a renter. All of this we'll talk about when I come back. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
real estate market insight and industry trends. Join Amara on the Ninja Landlord Show, where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Ninja Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Ninja Landlord Show, the voice of real estate in Nigeria.
Welcome back to the Ninja Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. Super excited to be here. And if you're just joining us, we've been talking about a very interesting topic, which is renting versus owning a home in Nigeria, a financial breakdown. So that's what we've been discussing about. And I want to hear from you. I'm going to open the phone lines right now. And what has been your experience where you are? Would you say it was better for you to have, maybe lived in your own home, or is it better for you renting when you consider every other factor, looking at, the closeness for the location for you? Does it work for you to be in that place than, going out to go build your own home? So I want to hear your experience. I want to hear your thoughts. If you're someone who has just recently been able to own your own home, let's hear from you. Where were you able to be? How were you able to plan and invest in make this a major investment? All right, so I want to hear all of your thoughts and your contributions. So like as usual, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. So I want to hear from you. Let me know what you have to talk about this issue. The lines are open, like I said once again. All right, so delving into our topic, renting versus owning a home in Nigeria, a financial breakdown. Right, so we've looked at the benefits and then the drawbacks, which are the disadvantages of renting a home. Right, so now we're going to look at the financial considerations of renting a home. So before you are thinking of packing out or moving out of that space or that accommodation that you have to consider the financial considerations. All right, okay, I have a caller already. Oh, please hold on. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. Hello? Okay, I can't hear you. Please, could you call back? Hello?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, I can hear you now. Hello? Hello? Okay, I lost that call. Please call back. I lost that call, so please call back. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. All right, I think it's calling back. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name, please?
My concern is the rate house rentage is going high,
Yes.
Is it that we don't have a minister of information, of housing. Can they fix a price on rentage? For example, if I want to rent a 2-bedroom apartment, they are putting it at the rate of 1.6 million from where I'm living. But I feel it's too expensive.
Right.
Is it that a common Nigeria does not have the right to live on a comfortable house? Just look at that rate, 1.6 million. And by the time I get in, I have to pay agent and put other things in place. I feel it's too expensive. What can we do? What can we do so that the rentage will be affordable to Nigerians? What do you think that can be done? Because if I don't have money to build my own house, yes, and I rented a place and I want to rent a place, at least I should be able to, it should be affordable so that I can live comfortable with my children, not in a one room or in a slum. Why are they making things difficult for us? Please, what can be done? How can you, what advice can you give maybe to the ministry who is in charge of housing in this country? They should look into it. It's really a concern. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate your contribution, and you have spoken so well. This has been a major concern, and we have talked about this in previous episodes, right? We've talked about the role of the government in making housing affordable and providing housing solutions, affordable housing and properties for the everyday Nigerian to be able to afford to own a home or to even rent. And when we look at the news out there, we see the government bringing out policies. We see them, talking about new estates, new homes that have been commissioned, but we do not see these being accessible for the everyday Nigerian. All right, have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from HPD.
Okay, let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, I called to respond to the last caller that is talking about housing. Of course, I'm also a tenant, but at the same time, my father has a house in Lagos here, so I have that perspective of tenant and landlord, whatever. And thank God, I'm trying to build my own small place also in Lagos here because I understand the dynamic of house rent.
Yeah.
The one thing I would tell you or to educate the public about is that the government cannot do anything about housing because even their own housing they are building are fucking expensive.
Right.
In fact, it's far expensive than common man building. That is one aspect. Now, the other aspect is this. We cannot control building materials. We cannot control house rent. Now, let's even leave building material. They don't have power, that full power to control. Look, an ordinary building, to get an approval for an ordinary building in Lagos here, it depends on the type of building. It is as high as up to 15 million naira just to get a proper documentation approval. I'm telling you, I'm an engineer, I'm into building construction. Look, they calculate members of housing. They calculate members in housing. You may know that's what I'm saying about. Even your roof, the height of your roof will determine how they will calculate what you're going to pay to government for. So even to get approval for a building, the government is supposed to regulate. It was far expensive. Not even from government. Yes, are free money that goes to government. But it was far expensive to get an approval for a housing that when you build finish and then you want to rent it out, where do you get the money from? So those are some of the things that we need to look into. And what I would advise on average Nigeria is this. Look, no matter what the cost is, we have a problem in this country that, I want to buy a plot, I want to buy half plot, I want to own an entire community. Look, even if it's this small piece of land that can accommodate like a self-contained for you and your family, try and acquire. Of course, all of us will not be a landlord. That is for sure. It is not. But then, if God give you that thinking capability to do so, just think in that direction. No, it's not enough you build a house and you live there. These are mistakes that people also make again. Look, you can be working, for example, you are working on the island and you live very close to the island, like Yaranguru or something around that. Or Oshodi, where it's closer. You can have a property between Aton, Ota, Sango, Ikorodu at the same time. in that property, rent it out, then you use it to offshoot your own rent right where you are living. But you have this perception that I want to build my own house and I want to move to my own house. No, it is not that way for everybody. You can't be working in Ireland and you build in the corridor and you stress yourself, you try to kill yourself. No. So you can build, take rent from that bill. Probably even if the rent is not enough to offshoot whatever you are living, you know that it's just little that you add up to the rent. So thank you and good morning.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your call. All right, so he has spoken so well, and yes, even though we know that the government has so much to do in making the environment, the economy favorable for every one of us to be able to afford to own our own homes, we would also have to look inward at what we can do for ourselves if you can afford it. Okay, I have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name, please?
My name is Ayana, calling from the Rosemary area.
All right, Ayima, let's hear your thoughts.
Okay. I really appreciate the first caller that one concerning the comment
Yeah.
about how the joint is going up. Actually, the thing is affecting everybody in Lagos State now. The way that the landlord are increasing the rate is too high. Please, we want people to come in and talk to the government and be our part of the government. See that the government can never talk to those landlords. Even personal people. It was even personal that even make us to even be free more from the neck of the landlord. By saying we should be paying one monthly. These people for like finish everybody before now. But you people should help us. And another idea I want to bring is that you people should subsidize Nigeria, because we didn't have that mindset. There is nothing wrong. Somebody to buy a land and build 3-story building on it. And one person will have the down floor, another person will have the second floor, another person will have the first floor. And the thing will be easier for people. Because if they buy a plot of land and they do not have money to do about 3-story building,
Right.
if you can able to have agreement with some people, okay, I will build the down floor. The down floor is my own. The second floor, you build it. That one is your own. Maybe another person will come and say, let me do the third floor. The third floor will be my own.
Right.
So there will be a mutual agreement that all those things will go. You will see that things will begin to work well little by little. You see that those people that can able to afford buying a land and also putting a building on it can able to have a building, because there is a land already. But there is somebody that owns the first floor, the second floor, the third floor.
Right.
So please, you people should help Nigeria. All those things are part of the development in Nigeria.
All
So
right.
that we can able to come, we that not able to have our own building now, can able to see what we can do to have our own building. Because if those kind of things are there, maybe my brother is the one that owns the first floor. I can able to come and build my own in the third floor and the second floor.
Yeah.
You know, my brother is a landlord. I am a landlord, so things will work well.
Right. Thank you, Ayima,
By
so
the
much.
by the time you people will come and give us more ideas, people will start to have that knowledge.
Yeah. All right. I have to let you go. Thank you so much.
Contribution.
All right. Thank
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I mean, all of you, all the callers who have called in have spoken so well, and he mentioned a major factor that we can use as getting your own home, which we have spoken about in previous episodes. We talked about shared ownership, co-owning the property. Right now, it's not compulsory that you are the one that would be the sole owner of that property. When you are trying to get a home or property for yourself, you could actually look for one or two persons, and you guys can come together to build on that property and become co-owners of that property. Right? Okay, I have a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, could you turn down the volume of your radio set? Hello? Hello. Good morning. Okay, I have to let you go. Please turn down the volume of your radio set. and when you're calling in, all right? Okay, so the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning. Okay, I lost that. All right, so like I said, that they have said some major points, right? The second caller talked about you must not live in the space that you own, that the property that you bought. You must not be the one living there. You could actually go to the outskirts of the major cities and buy one, and then live somewhere else. Put it out for rent, right? Put it out for rent. Buy a property where it's more affordable for you, where you can afford. You could buy it and you could build on it. You could build a small 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, and you could put it out in the market, and then you could live somewhere closer to your workspace, your work area. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, welcome to the show. What's your name, please?
This is Chris from Okafa.
All right, Chris, welcome. Let's hear your thoughts.
Sorry?
Let's hear from you, Chris.
Okay. Please, I want to ask a question.
Right.
The place I sat in just spent a year there now.
Okay.
And the landlord came the other day and was telling us that in the next payment, he will increase it.
Okay.
So I want to know, is it lawful? Because me, I was thinking that in Lagos,
Yeah.
the increment can only be done after 4 years of your first rentage. I don't know if I'm right. So I want you to let me know.
Okay, so the
Yeah,
increase
but,
was done
what the law
after a
said.
year. It was done. Your landlord increased your rent after just 1 year, right?
Yeah, after 1 year, I just spent only 1 year now, and he was telling that next payment he will increase it.
Okay, thank you so much. I would address that. Please stay tuned.
I want to know what the law said about increment.
All right, thank you for calling, Chris. Okay. All right, so this is this is one thing I do not find funny, where you see some landowners, some homeowners taking advantage of the renters because they feel that they do not have any choice, and it's definitely wrong. I mean, I know that their agreement differs, right? Agreement differs. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name, please?
Good morning. I'm the one calling again. I'm the second caller.
All right, welcome back. Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You see, on the case of, I just want to comment on the third caller comment where you talk about shared properties.
Yeah.
And then if somebody owns the ground floor, you can hold the second floor, the up floor, and the case like that. You see, I understand this point, but property doesn't work that way. Just to educate ourselves, property includes a lot of bureaucracy in order for you to get approval and things like that. Government will not approve a property for 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Government will not do that. Now, another thing is this. You see, this is where our local government should come in. Our local government, I believe they are too lazy. They do nothing. They get allocations. They are supposed to invest heavily in housing within the local. This is where local government comes in. When you see dilapidated buildings, old buildings, local government, we are supposed to approach property owner and helps them develop that property. Okay, now you have a bungalow building, and then now the local government has come in, will raise this thing to about 3 floors, and for this 3 floors, you still maintain your ground floor. The property still belongs to you. Nobody is claiming it with you. But then the next floor, the local government is going to sell it out to individual at a very minimal and affordable instrumental payment. This is not about the local government chairman acquiring the money back within his own tenure. That payment may range across over 10 local government chairman across 20, 30 years to repayment plan, where the property will be a property, the structure will be a property that will last for more than minimum of 70 to 100 years. So these are things that local government should be active about. They are not doing anything, and they are receiving a bogus allocation. They are getting a lot of money. The problem is that the publication is so poor. But I know in Lagos here, an average local government gets their allocations in billions, not even in millions. And at the end of the day, you see the money are not being accounted for. You see local government party chairman buying cars of 12 million naira. These are money they were supposed to invest in all these local housing. I appreciate that guy point. But in local housing, I think the local government needs to come in fully.
Right.
I'm sorry to burden. I know it's your matter to discuss, but for the case of the landlord that increased rent after a year, that is not fair. But what I believe within legal system, I think the right of the landlord is to increase after 2 years. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in your comment, but I believe it's after 2 years he has that right to increase the rent, and also it should be fair on the increment. But that's 1 year, no, I think is wrong. But Lagos law, I think, is after 2 years the landlord has right to increase his rent, but then it should just be fair about the increment. So that's just that about that. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your calling in, and I appreciate all that you have shared. And yes, I'm no lawyer, but I know that it is quite unfair, and it is unlawful to actually increase the rent after 1 year. All right, so for Chris who called talking about that, I think you should get a legal representative to talk to your landlord. Look at the agreement, because agreement differs, right? Look at the contract, the agreement that you had before coming into that space, and review that agreement and see what are the terms and conditions that are stated in that agreement. But it is unlawful for him to come and increase the rent after 1 year. And of course, he also has to be very considerate in the percentage he is increasing that money to. I see cases whereby the landlord is increasing 50%, 100%. That's ridiculous. That's outrageous, and that should be checked. So if you have situations like this, get a legal representative to come in and represent you in such matters and be able to tell you your rights and your obligation. Okay. Hello, good morning. All right, so I can't take any more calls. Our time is up. I have to round up. We're coming back next week. We'll continue on this discussion. We'll talk about more about this. Till then, do take care of yourself. Have a beautiful weekend. I hope you got value today. And in your investments journey, I always advise that you get all the information you need. Don't be afraid to make that investment. As far as you are able to get that right information, you can go ahead in making safe and secure investments and build a profitable portfolio for yourself. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be here same time next week. I'm bringing you more valuable, insightful topics. Until then, do take care of yourself. My name is Amara Onwuzurike, and I am out. Thank you for listening.
To inform.
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique. That is women, black women.
Educate.
So what you need to do now is go to www.
And also entertain you.
Check your systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind,